Hello, I'm Fiona Keary from Style Liberation and founder of the Facebook group 35 Plus Where to Shop. We help women 35 plus to create a wardrobe full of outfits that they absolutely love without having to start from scratch. And one of the most common questions that we get from our Facebook group and also from women who are looking to work with us, but also women that we've worked with and are now starting to embrace their sparklers, just as I have. And they want to know how it actually impacts on the colors that you wear. Do my colors stay the same? Do they change? Do I need to think about things differently? So that's some of the questions that I had before I was deciding to embrace the sparklers. And it has taken me a little bit of time to do the redrape. So I'm actually going to show you that a little bit later. Christy, my partner in solving style crimes, was down in Canberra last week. So she did a redrape for me, ready to see whether or not my colors have changed. I just had a feeling. I've been playing around with a few pieces in my wardrobe and not quite sure that they're quite hitting the mark anymore. And that's often when we start to notice that things perhaps have changed for us. And we still want that confidence to be able to buy and wear pieces that we're going to look and feel amazing in. So I just want to share a few things about what actually happens when we start to embrace the sparklers. So as we become ageless and wiser, there are three things that can happen. Not always, but sometimes can happen. And one thing that might happen is that our hair and skin tone may become cooler. So it may lose a little bit of that warmth or neutrality and become cooler. So not all greys or sparklers or whites are the same. You can actually have, as we know, even within a color palette or a Bunnings paint wall, as Christy likes to say, that you can have warmer, neutral, and cooler tones. But often what happens is we become ager and wiser. Some of those hair colors become a little bit cooler, and same with our skin tone as well. You might have had warmth or neutrality in that skin tone, and it might have become a little bit cooler. The other thing that happens is we may become lighter. And what we mean by that is our hair color may become lighter. And it does if we embrace the sparklers, it definitely becomes lighter. So that actually will impact on the depth of colors that are going to be best for us and work for us as well. So if you're someone who has been in those deeper, darker color palettes like your warm deep or your cool deep, like me, then perhaps some of that depth isn't quite right anymore. But we'll explore that in a moment too. The other thing that might happen is that we may become softer. And what we mean by that is that our hair tone might become a little bit more muted or textured. Our skin tone might become a little bit more muted, softer, or textured. And our eye color as well may become a little bit softer. So that may move us into different color palettes as well that are going to be better for us. So perhaps some of those sort of brighter, clearer, intenser palettes may no longer be quite right for us. So we've got a couple of examples here of Bette Midler. She was very much warm clear, went to warm light, which is more neutral, then moved over to our cool clear. She still very much has that clarity. So the softness didn't necessarily play a big factor, but she has become cooler and lighter. And then we've got Jamie Lee Curtis here. And what we found for her is that she actually hasn't moved color palette. She's a cool clear and she has stayed that way because she still has the clarity. And even as a cool clear, you are sort of more of that medium value. And for her, the um, she's still got a little bit of intensity in the hair color because it's still quite shiny. So she has stayed. So that's what I just wanted to share with you there, that you can actually move, but you can actually stay the same as well. That's why I decided to do a redrape to check where I was actually heading, because I know that what we can do is move. And I've got a few arrows to show you all the potential moves that can happen within color palettes. So just to give you a few examples, if you're a cool clear, so blue-based colors, and they should be clear and have some intensity to them, you can move across to cool muted if your skin and your hair and your eyes become softer or more muted. Likewise, if you're a warm clear, which we saw with Bette Midler, you can actually move from warm clear, and you might become a little bit cooler, so you might be and lighter in terms of your hair color and also your hair color and skin tone. You might become cooler, so you'll move to warm clear light, but then you could actually move across to cool muted light and then up to cool muted as well. If you are, say, a warm muted, you might become a little bit cooler, so more neutral, and move to warm muted and soft. So there's lots of different ways, the pathways to go if you are becoming cooler and lighter or softer with those. So we're all different in how we become ageless and wiser, but they're the three factors that we look at, and that's why it's different for everyone in terms of where they move to. Hence why I thought it would be important to do a redrape, because I had quite a dramatic change from these very dark, solid coloured locks to what we have now, which is completely au naturel now, with a lovely sprinkling of salt and pepper coming through. So the gorgeous Christy, she was down here for work and play, and she was very kind enough to do a quick redrape. So let me show you what happened then. So I'm going to be a little bit painful. I'm actually not going to tell you the result of my draping. I would actually love you to guess. So I'm making it multiple choice and just two choices. Do you think, actually, I'll make it three choices. Do you think that I have stayed the same? So stayed in cool, clear, deep, or what we call dark, cool? Have I moved to cool clear, which in the old terminology is winter? Or have I become softer as well and moved over to cool muted, which used to be gorgeous summer? I would love you to comment below, or if you're watching this in YouTube and or you're watching this as part of our email, to respond and let me know what you think I've moved to, and I will let everybody know next week. Now, if you feel like the colors that you have at the moment are possibly not working for you because you've embraced the sparklers, then we would love to help you with that. We have a couple of options. You can do a face-to-face consultation, color analysis with us in Canberra or in Brisbane. However, we also offer virtual color, and that's a really quick and easy way to have a redrape. You fill out a questionnaire for us, you send us through some photos. We might come back and forth a little bit because for us, the virtual color photos are super, super important to get a really accurate result. The benefit of the virtual color as well is that you also get two sets of eyes on your analysis to make sure that we get it as pinpoint accurate as possible. So if you are interested in having your colors redone, redraped, and also getting access to our fandangled new digital color swatch, which has 150 to 160 colors that are available just on your phone to be able to take to the shops, compared to on screens, so like online, so that you can see if something's going to be right for you when you're doing a little bit of online shopping. You can put your photo in the digital swatch as well, so that you can actually try different colors without having to physically try them on, and see which ones in your palette have the right level of contrast and depth for you too. If you would like to do that, we have all the details of our in-person and virtual color analysis on our website, which is styleliberation.com.au. And next week, I will let you know which color palette I am and what I need to do to move, if I have to move to a new color palette, what I need to do to embrace that too. Thanks so much for joining me. And if you have any questions at all about embracing the sparklers, please just pop a comment below, and looking forward to answering your questions, because I know it is a big move in terms of embracing the sparklers and making sure that we feel really fabulous in the colors that we wear. Take care, everyone. Bye.